Good evening, folks. This is Brandon Morningstar with Bending Reality Magazine. I'm getting the distinct honor and privilege tonight to talk to the guys from Pennsylvania band known as Behind the Gray. How y'all doing tonight, guys?
Doing well, man. How you doing, man?
Uh,
What are you wearing today from State Farm?
Why don't you take the time to introduce yourselves and what your specialty is in the band?
My name's Will, and I play guitar. My name is Daniel. I play guitar. My name is Dom. I'm the vocalist. My name is Steve. I play bass. My name is Mike. I play drums.
Okay. It's nice to meet you guys and get to talk to you this evening. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the origin of the band's name?
The band name came about early on. Originally, we were trying to look for like a metaphor for truth, and the original name for the band was called Between Gray, and we had that name and like maybe two other names that were in the lineup, and we were voting on it for like a week. And one of the guys came in and said, like, I really dig that name Behind the Gray. I'm like, that was not the name we picked, but that's really cool. So it kind of, stuck for a while. And inevitably, as our music started to evolve, too, it was like everyone kind of interprets the song differently. One person listens to a song, has a personal meaning to it, whether it be a relationship or something like that. And then another person could listen to it and have the exact opposite thing, song as a political meaning. So there's all those shades of gray between it that, really...
Very cool, very cool. Band's roots. Whereabouts are you guys centralized in PA?
We're based out of Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
We started playing kind of like a lot of corner bars around here. We would play, the V Spot. We play Old Time Charlie's and Flames. And then as we kind of progressed, we've become more of a regional act. We play a lot in like Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and some of the bigger places we played the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. We were able to play probably like Blue Fox in Winchester, Virginia, Hard Times Cafe in Maryland. So we get around pretty well. We're not really stationed just in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Since I know you guys have been on the road recently and stuff, how would you say the crowd responded to you, even if they weren't familiar with your sound?
Really, really well, actually. Being like the newest member of the band, I was actually more shocked, if anything. But yeah, very awesome response. Everyone's been very polite. Besides the fans and fans that we shared the stage with, it's all been really awesome.
Okay. The difference in sound, if you could describe it, has it gotten edgier, heavier, more aggressive, or tight, or what would you say the sound is like now as opposed to with the prior singer?
I think the sound has gotten more evolved now. We're expanding with more difficult rhythms, difficult vocal parts, and it's just been a lot of everybody bringing more ideas into it and not cutting anything off.
Okay. Do you guys enjoy writing your own stuff, or do you enjoy covers, or do you like to blend when you do your shows? Do you like to blend it up?
I mean, we're a mostly original band. Unfortunately, when we play our hometown, we have to play bars. There's not really venues, so you have to throw in covers to, appease bar crowds. But, we're more so an original act that, if we have to throw in covers, we will. But if, it's a choice between the cover or original, we'll always do an original.
Along the lines of covers, what are some of your favorite songs to play?
I'm a big Deftones fan, so every once in a while we bust out Be Quiet and Drive, and that's usually a fun one for me to play. It's a really simple tune, but I've always loved that song.
Stone Sour.
Judas.
Yeah.
Judas is one of my favorite ones with you. Oh, and Taylor Swift.
Who doesn't like a good Taylor Swift cover?
No, he means the actual song. He doesn't mean it like a heavy cover.
I know. Let me see here. Along the lines of cover musicians and writing your own material, who would you say are some of your inspirations, musically speaking, lyrically and in the sheet music form?
We all have kind of different backgrounds. Me personally, I listen to really weird progressive shit for the most part, and like Will was in more along the lines of like Seven Dust, that kind of hard rock feel. Yeah, I don't know, we all come from different backgrounds, but it clashes very well, like whenever we're writing original material.
Okay.
It varies. There's days where I'll listen to, old school rap, and then I'll listen to some electronica and, everything in between. Unless it's, new age country or new age rap, that's garbage, but I'll listen to everything else.
Anybody else want to offer their influences?
As me, I'm the oldest guy in the band, so I like all the old music, old blues and stuff like that, and that's what I
I'm more along the lines with Dom. I listen to a lot of the weird stuff, heavy influences like with Primus, Billy Sheehan from all his bands. I mean, it's just a wide variety of everything.
Okay.
Works well.
Where in recent time that you've been on the road, where has been your favorite place to play so far?
It's always great to play our hometown. Like, this is where we came from. We have, we built a really good following here. And, outside of that, like Winchester, Virginia has kind of been like a second home to us. They've really opened us with welcome arms. The radio station down there, 105.7 Bob Rocks, has been incredible to us, pitching our shows, letting us come on the air. So, I mean, we really love the Winchester. Other than our hometown, that's where we love to play.
Okay. Definitely, I will be definitely featuring your guys' music too on my shows. I really picked up on good stuff from what I've heard and got samples of so far.
Thank you, man.
Hey, my ear's not picky. If it's got a good hook, it's got a good everything. I mean, if any good music for me, I'm not a tough critic. So if it wows me in any way, even in the slightest, I'm good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
Next question is maybe a little tough, but maybe not. How do you guys draw off crowd energy? What do you guys use from the crowd that makes you play better or makes you play, I don't know, tighter or even more together? I mean, some bands, I'm not saying yours, but some bands sort of drift in their shows, but then others get that crowd energy and they feed off it. So what would you say, and how would you answer that question?
I mean, we play the same way whether it's one person or 1,000 people. We're always going to put 110% into it. Obviously, if the crowd's feeling it, it definitely, makes it a little bit easier for us to, stay into it. But, otherwise, there's never any problems.
We actually rehearse, like when we get ready for a show, we'll go like 2 days of rehearsal, and we don't just play through the songs as they are in the set. We play them as if we're going to play it live. So like that kind of keeps our endurance up and keeps our stamina up. So we can keep the same energy level throughout the entire set. And, we're really passionate about the music we write. We really, feel everything that's coming off of, our instruments. We worked really hard to write the songs that we have. So this is kind of the cash in for us is when we get to play live.
Plus, when we play live, I think we have more fun than most bands do. We're smiling, we're goofing around with each other. We actually, I think, feed off each other more than a crowd.
It's just the rush of just being on stage in general really is what always drives me. Like, I could be nervous, tired, exhausted. Like, our last show we played, I was running on like an hour's sleep. I was wiped out, dehydrated. Second we got up on stage, I felt like I had the biggest boost of energy. And it's just the chemistry that we all have too, really. It's clear as day when we're all up on stage that the chemistry is very good.
So it would be fair to say that now that Dom's part of the band seems even more solid now in all aspects than what it may have been before.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think there was a lot of, I'm trying to...
a lot of growing pains, I guess.
Yeah.
In the beginning. And I think we, after the CD came out, we really got our legs under us. And, and then getting Dom has really saved the band because we really didn't know if we were going to continue on or anything. But, like, the amount of effort and just creative juices, this guy has is incredible. And it really just drives us a bit.
Right. When you're not playing music, what do each of you do for fun, just to chill out and relax?
Other than playing in the band, like I think playing in a band was my hobby, and then it stopped being my hobby and just kind of became my everything. So if I'm not playing music, I'm learning cover songs. I'm usually, like, I run the management stuff, so like I do a lot of the booking and management and ordering merch and stuff like that. So, I pretty much do the band all the time, and even though it's a job, it's a fun job. Like, I love it. So I just kind of do this all the time. It's my hobby.
I like to sleep.
Drummers. What do you do fun, Steve?
I'm pretty much between Will and Mike right now. If I'm not playing, I'm sleeping. If I'm not sleeping, I'm playing. Cycle continues.
I play video games and music, and that's like literally it. I'm just a chronic masturbator.
How do I go with that? Video games, since we mentioned, what kind of video games?
Video games. Oh, like Dark Souls for sure, man. that shit gets you so frustrated, but it's so rewarding when you finally beat the bosses and shit. Very big into role-playing games. They're fun as hell.
Bob's kind of big into role-playing, too, so. Sometimes dresses up in drag. Yeah, look good.
You like to wear a dinosaur uniform?
You check him out them down plushies, that kind of.
Best features played.
That's not a tale, ladies and gentlemen.
It was in my head and I had to say it.
It's an open forum. It's all good. It's all good. If you got the chance to open for some of your heroes musically, or you got the chance to pick who you could play alongside for like a show, like either a local band with you, another local band with you, a couple local bands with you, or even big names, who would you want to include in like a big show with you guys?
For me, like, I've always had the personal goal of either opening for Deftones or Seven Dust. Like, those are two bands that influenced me, and mainly the two reasons I got into music. If it could be like any local bands that we play with, there's a local guys around here called 10 Stories, and they're like just a startup. They're a bunch of kids, but I mean, they're awesome, and they're getting ready to put out a CD, so I mean, they're kind of like our little brothers, so like any show we get to play with them is awesome.
I'd have to say between Seven Dust and Korn, actually.
It's a phone interview, you can't see it.
I don't know. I'm going to side with Mike on that and say Korn would be a pretty good goal. As far as local, as much as I love the guys in 10 Stories, I knew Silhouette live before I knew who they were, and they really reach home for me. I think that'd be a good band to take with us.
I want to play with Tool more than anything else in the world, or Mars Volta, or Closure in Moscow. I would also side with Steve. I think Silhouette Live would be the local band I would love to have on the road with us. It would be fun.
For me, it has to be like Chevelle, like either some of those good solid rock bands I'd like to play with. Same thing, kind of came crowd every night, but I don't know. And for like the localness band, we played with that Violence and Vanity. That band, I would support in a heartbeat. Those guys are awesome guys and a great band. And Bill Joel.
If there was a dream arena anywhere in the world that you could play, where would it be?
Top of a volcano in Hawaii.
Yeah, already been done. Only Chino did it. I always wanted to play in Alaska.
Fuck, that is cold.
After 25 days, I want to play at 2 in the morning.
I want to play in a moving helicopter, or I quit music. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to quit, ever.
I want to play like in the middle of a really big field.
I think we're gonna have black metal video. We're gonna do our next album Under the Sea, so we get dark to say
that should be a giant hamster ball on top of a pool.
Yeah. You can edit all that out, right? Like, actually, Wembley Stadium would be awesome. That's a big thing. What's the place Incubus played on their DVD? Red Rock.
Red Rock.
Red Rock. Yeah, I'd love to play Red Rock.
Awesome. Yeah.
And Red Rock, I think a lot of bands have been telling me that's in Colorado, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Focal point of like most of the lyrics, would you say? What inspired the lyrics in the album?
All the lyrics were definitely Eric's personal struggles and things he went through.
It was his story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, lyrics wise, it was all.
That lyric was all Eric. I mean, those are all his personal feelings, and there was no kind of outside influence for him. So, I mean, a lot of that was what he was going through physically, and then, prior to, all of that, just a lot of past issues that he's had. He didn't hold back on anything either. I think he kind of just let everything out he could. And, it's kind of weird hearing some of the songs later on thinking about it,
What would you say to the major label executives if they were to say, we want to give you a contract, but we're not quite sure yet? What would you say to convince them that they should?
Bye. Well, I wouldn't even try to convince them. Yeah. That's not exactly a goal for us. Yeah, like we're kind of happy where we are, I think. I'd rather have doing what we're doing. Yeah. So I don't want to have anyone else controlling our creative process. And there's so many horror stories out there of bands that had, amazing albums that got shelved, bands that got dropped from labels, bands get sued by their labels. Check out 30 Seconds to Mars. They got sued for $30 million, and they had 2 platinum records in the bank. There's was a Davey Suicide, got sued for $70,000. He just did a big YouTube video on that. You could just sift through YouTube and all these bands who have had terrible, terrible record deals, or bands that, no fault of their own, they're not business people. They're musicians. Their job is to be creative and perform their music to the best of their ability, not, go through a 100,000-page contract and narrow down one addendum that's going to screw over the rest of their career. So, as far as labels and that go, it would have to be the deal of a lifetime. Like, they would have to shut down Disney World for us to sign that contract. But other than that, we're very happy working harder to own everything we have and have someone else own it and hold it over our heads.
Okay. How about I rephrase that question? If I were that major label executive, what would you say to me?
Do you like the band?
I do like the band.
Would you sign us?
Would I sign you? In a heartbeat.
Would you shut down Disney World for one day, and then we'll sign?
If I were that big executive, yes, I would sign you guys, because simple fact is, if I were, like I tell every band this, and this is not just me saying it to save face, this is just me saying the truth. Any band, if I were a promoter and I wanted to sign bands to a contract or whatever, they would be the ones getting rich, not me, because my costs, if anything, out of that contract would be copies of CDs that would be autographed and possibly a T-shirt every so often. That's it.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The industry is so corrupt and kind of, I don't want to say backwoods, but that's not the term I really need to say, but just kind of in the Stone Age, and it seems like it's slowly switching over. Luckily we could do all the online sales and all of that kind of stuff.
Really think about it. We recorded this album ourselves. We funded it ourselves. We did an Indiegogo campaign for our fans, really helped us out with that. We released it ourselves across the world, across, the entire planet. We have distribution. We did our own publishing, iTunes, Amazon, physical copies, CDs, to do our own booking. Really, other than that, you're paying a label to promote your CD. We've kind of done all the legwork for them. So it's no longer artist development. They're just looking to buy a product.
Right. Well, I will say this on the record, that if there's anything I can do to help you guys promote shows and anything, do not hesitate to ask. I have no problem doing it. And like I said, my cost, like I said, is just that simple. It doesn't even need to be a T-shirt. An autographed hard copy CD or even a digital copy of a CD. That's my quote-unquote fee. That's it.
And a lot of touring.
Yeah, much touring.
Well,
as long as I can get out of the house, I'm happy.
You don't feel you don't want to be cooped up for too long.
No.
We don't sit around well too much.
Because I get made to do things.
Let's see. One of my last questions. What can fans expect, say, 6 months from now from the band? Is there going to be new stuff that they'll get to check out, or are they going to get new stuff's coming, or what's next?
They're going to be getting a whole lot.
Yeah,
in 6 months, be prepared for some new music. Next month we got some studio dates booked with our producer. So there's new music definitely in the works. Be prepared for some. We may play a couple tunes out live just to kind of test the waters, but come very early 2017, there's going to be new music coming to everyone.
Cool. My shows are going to feature a lot. Probably at least half of my shows, once I start my new show. It's going to be on Fridays from 6 in the morning till 12 noon. And at least half the show is going to be independent music. So
Cool, man.
That's me giving back to the indie scene.
Cool. Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, good night, sir.
All right, guys. Bye.
Good night.